Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe if you like stories about the ancient world. When you hear the word mummy, what comes to mind? Golden sarcophagi of pharaohs, towering pyramids, the curse of Tutankhamun. For centuries, ancient Egypt held the undisputed title of the pioneers of immortality. But what if I told you that history got it wrong? That in a remote corner of South America, a mysterious culture performed complex mummification rituals a full 2,000 years before the first Egyptian even thought of preserving a pharaoh. This is not a myth. This is the story of the Chinchorro people. And their mummies are not just older. They are stranger, more profound. And they force us to completely rewrite the history of human civilization. Today, we embark on a journey to the driest desert on Earth to uncover the secrets of the world's oldest mummies. Our story begins not in a grand tomb, but on the edge of the Atacama Desert in Chile and Peru. Here, around 7000 BC, the Chinchorro people made their home. They were not pyramid builders or empire founders. They were hunter-gatherers, a maritime people who lived off the rich bounty of the Pacific Ocean. Their life was hard. Survival was a daily battle against one of the most unforgiving environments on the planet. For millennia, their secrets lay buried under the sands. The first official discovery of a Chinchorro mummy is attributed to the German archaeologist Max Uhle in the early 20th century. But the true scale of his find wasn't understood for decades. Why? Because the Chinchorro mummies didn't look like the golden kings of Egypt. They were different. They were found not in royal necropolises, but in simple graves, often near their settlements. It was a quiet, humble existence, followed by an even more mysterious afterlife. So, what makes the Chinchorro mummies so special? Let's dissect their technique. While the Egyptians focused on preservation through evisceration and desiccation with natron, the Chinchorro practiced something far more radical: true artificial mummification. They were not just drying a body, they were rebuilding a person. The process was astonishingly complex. Dismantling. The body was completely disemboweled. All organs, the brain, muscles, everything was removed. The skin was peeled off like a suit. Reinforcement. The skeleton was reinforced with sticks and cords to give it structure. Imagine an ancient form of armature. Stuffing and rebuilding. The cavity was stuffed with natural fibers, clay, and earth. This wasn't just packing, it was sculpting the body back to its volume. The second skin. The original skin was often sewn back on or replaced with sea lion skin. This was the canvas for their art. The mask and wig. The head was capped with a clay mask, often with a mouth slightly open, as if in speech or song. They added a wig of human hair, sometimes several feet long. This resulted in two main types: the severe, manganese-painted black mummies, the earliest, and the later, more minimalist red mummies, where the body was covered in red ochre, with the black mask and wig creating a striking contrast. Look at them. These are not just corpses. They are statues of the dead, portraits of individuals, created with an intimate, hands-on knowledge of human anatomy that is simply staggering for its time. Let's put this into a timeline, because the numbers are mind-blowing. The oldest Chinchorro mummies date back to around 5050 BC. Let me repeat that. 5,000 years before Christ. Now, let's look at Egypt. The earliest Egyptian attempts at artificial mummification began around 2600 BC. That's a gap of over 2 millennia. For 2,000 years, while the Chinchorro were perfecting their art, the ancestors of the pharaohs were still practicing simple desert burials. But the difference isn't just in time, it's in philosophy. The Egyptian mummy is a vessel for the soul, designed to be hidden away in a sealed tomb, perfect and untouched, awaiting the afterlife. It's a royal, elite practice. The Chinchorro mummy is a representation. It's meant to be seen, to be present among the living. And most importantly, it was democratic. They mummified everyone: men, women, children, babies, the elderly. This suggests a deeply egalitarian view of the afterlife, a belief that every member of the community deserved this elaborate form of immortality. This is perhaps their most profound legacy. Why did they do it? What drove this simple culture to develop such a complex death ritual? Archaeologists have several theories. One of the most compelling is linked to the high levels of arsenic in the water and the high infant mortality rate. The pain of losing a child may have been the catalyst, a desire to keep the physical presence of a loved one, to transform death into a continuous state of being. The mummy was a way to mediate grief, to keep the dead alive in the community's memory. Today, the Chinchorro face a new threat: climate change. Increasing humidity in the Atacama desert is causing the bacteria to attack these millennia-old bodies. The very desert that preserved them for 7,000 years is now turning against them. It's a race against time for conservators in museums, like the one in Arica, to save this priceless heritage. In 2021, the Chinchorro mummification sites were finally declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, securing their place in human history. So the next time you think of mummies, remember the Chinchorro. Remember the fishermen of the Atacama who, 7,000 years ago, looked into the face of death and decided not to look away. They embraced it, reconstructed it, and in doing so, created the world's first and most intimate testament to the human desire for eternity. They were the true pioneers. What other historical myths do you think are waiting to be shattered? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to journey with me to uncover more forgotten chapters of our past, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. The adventure is just beginning. Thanks for watching.